So one, I'm doing it this way instead of the other way. Two, I just saw the new Digimon movie. It was good. First off, it was good. Second off, I guess I should, talk about the elephant in the room, which I'm guessing a lot of people have issues with, which is oh my god, look at that alleyway. The, random car seat on the sidewalk. The villain seemed flat. I feel that she could have used more time dedicated to her, and seeming her whole backstory is no one really liked her as a kid. Everyone said she was weird and all that good stuff. So she basically only had one friend, which was her Digimon, which left because she grew up way too quickly, even though that was never established as a thing until now, but whatever. Had a corn kernel stuck in the back of my throat. That was a lovely noise. And I think it's still there. Which I guess triggers a countdown for the partner in Digimon to separate, which is you're setting up plot things that lead into the epilogue of 02, like how, give you an example, like how Davis wants to open a noodle shop, how Joe is a doctor, how Mimi is, fashion, so on and so forth. And, and how TK is a writer. But yeah, it's like, you're gonna get rid of Digimon, mainly, Ty and Matt, and then everyone else when they grow up. But you're also stating that 02's epilogue is canon. It's like, this makes no sense. So do the Digimon go away and then somehow come back? Like how her Digimon did, technically, sort of, kind of, maybe, if you squint really hard. But, yeah. One thing I found interesting, though, so her plan is to create an artificial Digimon using this phenomenon that happened, which was an aurora borealis across the entire world, and somehow that brought back her old Digimon, which she, I don't know, I guess somehow mixed its egg with data that she created. Like I said, they could have put more time to the villain. Like, how did she create a Digimon? I mean, we're not talking about the dubbed version of the first movie where Willis somehow creates a Digimon with a virus. I mean, okay, that's not real because that was them trying to cram 3 movies, but that's beside the point. So yeah, they could have definitely given her time devoted to maybe the backstory of her, like have a little opening thing. Though that would take away from the mystery of who it is, because yeah, they want to have a mystery with her assistant that looks evil, but no, he's working for the FBI. But yeah, they could have put more time to her. So that's the one bad thing I'd say the movie had going for her, that she fucked up by trying to grow up too quickly. Though the reason why I say autism is because at the end when she found out, near the end when she's found out, she flips her hair back and goes completely monotone, like she's possessed or something. And then she does get possessed by her Digimon. So it's like, what's going on? Is she possessed? Is the real her that's broken because her one friend in the entire world left her when she was 14. I don't know. Could have done more time with the villain. Other than that, the movie was... Hello, cat. The movie was fine. I enjoyed the recurring voice actors, like for Tai, Izzy, Agumon, not Davis, Ken, Wormmon, Vmon. I think that's about it. Oh, and Patamon. But, on that point, whoever the fuck they got to do Hawkmon and Digimon. So, the only way I can describe Digimon's voice, you know how sometimes in the Pokemon anime, when they needed someone in the early season to do a voice for Pikachu, how it was all like, Pikachu, and basically Digimon. And it's like you're trying to do the same mannerisms as Digimon, but you got candidates first going on. And then Hawkmon was just all over the place with the accent. None of it ever truly being British. And some of the newer voices for at least, Yoli and them, the Season 2 Digimon, or Digidestined, sounded a tiny bit off, but I can chalk that up to this being the first go-around in these roles, and probably their only go-around in these roles. Good. The visuals were really fucking good. Like, me and my girlfriend made a joke after the opening fight with Paramon, how, all this big fight happens, and then it calms down, and Agumon's all like, was it Agumon, or maybe with Gabumon, it's all like, so when do we eat? And then the credits roll, and we're like, well, there was the movie. I paid $14 for that one fight. There we go. So, I guess I should talk about the whole conflict of the movie. So, basically, people are starting to get comatose by their phone, and the two random people just come up and are like, oh, it's because of a new Digimon. Some Digimon named after a Greek goddess. And it's like, okay, it's a moth. So, there's your connection with people going to sleep. But, it's all like, okay. So they go into the internet to fight that thing. It escapes after Omnimon basically splits back in two, which starts the whole, ring thing of, your Digimon will slowly count down and then will leave, because you're growing up and your potential isn't as strong anymore. Which it's like, okay, that's interesting. So they're trying to, stop the Digidestins from going into comas and stop that Digimon, which are linked, which in turn links it to the girl after Matt and them go and try and stop her partner, what they think is the evil one. Because, I'm sorry, if you go around all shady-like and then you pull and put away a gun, yeah, I could see why they would think that you're evil too. Wait, okay, I'm gonna have to pick this back up after I get out of 7-Eleven. So, when I last left off, I was talking about, the plot synopsis, how they basically find out that their Digimon can leave them as they grow up because their potential energy's not as strong. From the trailer, I thought it was gonna happen to all of them, but it seems like it only happened to, like, Tai, Mad, and Sora. Actually, come to think of it, they foreshadowed that pretty well. With her stating that, I don't want to fight, I want to have all the time that I can with you. Stating that, yeah, her Digivice also doing it at the same time. So, they basically are all like, okay, can we stop this? And I don't know why Tai didn't tell them this, actually. Jedi basically stated that if there's still potential in you, your Digimon won't leave you. And yeah, there's still potential in Matt and Tai, seeming their Digimon digivolved into a new form. Basically, they digivolved to the point of Omnimon without being in Omnimon. And I thought they were gonna do a spiritual link type thing like they did in both Tamers and then fleshed out more. I think I haven't watched the series in forever, in Frontier. So, yeah. It's weird, like, Jedi states that if you still have potential, you won't lose your partner. And they still had potential to digivolve one last time. Though that could have just been, you know, a last-ditch thing. Which is why I thought that they were gonna fuse with their Digimon. And that would have been the moment that, when they fused, maybe Agumon and Gabumon would have been, like, sparking and kind of deconstructing a bit. And then they'd have to say their goodbye that way, instead of the more subtle. And that's kind of against it a little bit. A more subtle thing they did, to jump ahead to the end. So after it's all said and done, Tai and Matt basically take their Digimon to places. Like, Matt takes Gabumon to the top of a tower and plays his harmonica for him. And Tai takes Agumon to somewhere. I'm blanking on the place. I think it was like a field or something. That or near a lake or a river, whatever. And while they're talking about what tomorrow might bring, you see two butterflies flying off into the distance. Which, if you don't know, and this is also kind of sad, and why am I doing that? That's dangerous. So, the one that made the opening song, I don't know his name, and I'm not gonna pronounce it. Basically, he passed around the time of Adventure Try. So, and Digimon has always had like a butterfly motif. You know, their opening it called Butterfly. So watching the butterfly go away could also be a final send-off to both him and the voice actress of Sora. Basically, the butterflies fly away, and Gabumon and Agumon are gone. And then they have a cry fest, which sounds a little weird in English. Like, it doesn't fit with the crying. I almost think that maybe they should have made it silent, like what they did with Meikumon, and had, like, music playing. Kind of like the sad lamenting butterfly song that they had in Try. In fact, if I can give Try something against this movie, Try did the whole Digimon leaving thing way better, in my opinion. But yeah, so all of that happens. They find, the Digimon. And it turns out that the lady that told them about this is evil. And she's been the one trapping the Digidestined souls in kind of a purgatory where they're kids forever. And they're basically frozen. Oh, hey, it's that cat again. They're frozen in the, basically try to tell the rest of them it's good to grow up, It's okay to grow up. Growing up is what is natural, and we learn from mistakes we made and from the choices we make when we grow up. So all the other ones kind of revert back, and I almost thought, because the way they revert back is Tai blowing on the whistle around Kari's neck, like in the first movie, I thought we were going to have a little cameo from Kari's original voice actress, but sadly we didn't. And been like, oh, that would have been a cool scene. But then all the other ones start fighting her, and Tai and Matt are like, if we're going down fighting. We may lose each other, but let's have one more final evolution. And then they digivolve into, well, one, Rule 34 gonna happen, and has already happened. 2, oh, that Greymon one's face. 3, well, I would think that it'd be a fusion between person and Digimon, but no, Tai and Matt are just kinda awkwardly sitting on the Digimon's shoulders. Though, like I said, the better way they could have ended this is, they fuse with the Digimon, becoming the new forms, and then, after they defuse, Agumon and Gabumon are, like, sparking and deconstructing a little bit, and they have to say goodbye then. Memories, the backstory, the thing we should have gotten earlier, started coming up, and was all like, oh man, everyone thinks I'm a freak, and people say I'm weird, and they, pick on me and that stuff. But I have a Digimon, and she's my only friend. But I'm gonna grow up so I can, not have to deal with them anymore. And then it's like, oh no, I grew up too fast and my Digimon is gone. But I was trying to rebuild her. And then I accidentally basically made a Dioboromon clone. With the power to take the Digidestined and basically cyber salute them. But I'm almost home, so I'll wrap this up. It is a good movie. It is a good Digimon movie. Does it feel rushed? Yeah. I almost think that it could have done with maybe 2 or 3 parts to really flesh things out. But other than that, the animation is beautiful. The callbacks are wonderful and delightful. Like, even at the end there, you got fucking Willis walking with Terriermon and Cocomon, and they're showing the rest of the Digidestineds waking up. And, yeah, it just was a really good Digimon movie. I just wish it had more impact. And that might just be me. Seeming tried it better with the Digimon leaving. Or forgetting them. That's what should have happened. The Digimon should have forgot them. And that would have made her probably be like, I need a way to reverse my friend and make her remember me again. And then she could have corrupted the data in her Digimon and got possessed. that would have actually been a better enemy. That would have been a better story for the enemy, come to think of it. And instead of Agumon and Gabumon just leaving, they could have forgotten about them and then disappeared. That would have been better. But yeah, no. The movie is good, and I definitely felt something. It just, could have used more polish. But yeah, that was my little brain dump on the movie. I'm not gonna call these brain dumps, but that was the word that came to mind. I just realized I never ate my donut. So to add one more thing, because I just thought of it, you know what they should have done for the American release? They could have had some reference to the original Digimon opening for America. Like maybe a sadder, somber version of it. That would have been nice to hear. As a way to be like, this is also closing your guys' chapter. Even though I'm still down for that being the opening theme of the new show. That's another thing. It's fucking message and all that stuff kind of gets shot in the foot because of the new anime. It's like, oh, grow up, and the characters are like leaving and all that stuff, and Digimon coming to a close. Here's a reboot. Anyways, it was a good movie.